Hello again, it's Monster Forge here, and in the last video I got the mystery package from Aliexpress of different things I got in a bundle deal, and one of them was a model kit, kind of like it's an action figure that you build, and it's jointed really well, like articulated really well, kind of like a Gundam kit or something like that. But it's this knight figure, and it's listed on AliExpress as the knight action figure Paladin 13. Um, what it is, it's kind of based on those. They call them either uh, Titan 13 or Dummy 13 or Lucky 13. They're 3D printed, kind of like model kits like this, but they're very generic. Like they're robotic, and they don't have faces. Their faces are kind of like a flat plane. But even though it's kind of based in the same idea, this is not one of those. It shares some parts with those, but it isn't the same because those figures tend to be 3D printed. This seems to have been made in a factory, and it came on a sprue. Um, Two sprues to be exact. You get a silver one and a black one. The silver one was, it had, it had the parts that were specific to the knight model, um, like the armor and his weapon and helmet and stuff like that. All of that stuff was silver, and it was on this sprue. This sprue, on the other hand, is the generic sprue, and it has the parts that are shared, like the basically the frame of the figure, and like different hands, and also some weapons. So when I first got the sprue, like, this is a knight, this is a medieval figure. Medieval is the reason why I have the medieval music playing. But this is a knight figure, and I was wondering when I first got it, and I looked at the sprue, why does he have a pistol? And that's when I figured out that the sprue is actually a generic one that goes with all the figures. So the figure himself, which I just knocked over, he is multi-jointed, very well articulated, I have to say. He's got ball joints and hinge joints out the wazoo, and so he's really posable. You can get a lot of expression with the figure, and it's a little bit of light on the situation. It's a really nice figure. I picked mine up for, let's see, how much was he? He was, okay, right now he's on sale, but let's see. I got him, oh, okay, no, that's the right price. I got him for $3.38. And what you get when you get him is a really nice figure. He stands, let's see. Get my measuring tape out here. He stands, when he's straight up, come on, fella. He's ball jointed, so he is kind of, he's not floppy, but he's real easy to knock around. He is about 5.5 inches tall, to the top of his helmet. But yeah, he's a really cool figure. He has, his helmet lifts up, and you see he's got a face in there, which would be nice to paint, or I think I'm just going to keep it silver because I like thinking of him as more like maybe like an animated set of armor, or maybe he's a robot that's built to look like a soldier. But anyway, the helmet moves up and down. He's got a ball joint at the neck that allows a big range of movement. He's got 2 ball joints actually, so he can, you can pose his head, and you get a lot of expression with that neck like that. He has ball joints at the shoulder, which allow him to rotate all around. He's got a double hinged elbow that if you play with it a little bit, you can get quite a range of motion out of it. He's got a hinge there and a hinge there, so you can get his shield up close. He rotates at the wrist, and there's a ball at the wrist, so it goes all around. He has a ball joint in the top of the chest. He's got one in the bottom of the waist, so that whole area can move around really well. Let's see, get his arms out of the way. Now, he has a little bit of a gap there, but that's just the way he's constructed. He has a drop down hip on one side, so you can get a lot of range of motion there. He's just all jointy like crazy. He does turn the thigh, although you have to be kind of careful because it'll slip out of the mushroom peg if you're not careful with it. He has a double jointed knee with a lot of range there, and it goes forward a little bit too. He has a ball joint at the ankle, and it has a lot of range of movement, so you can tilt his foot way out like that. And there's options for different things for him. Well, one other thing you can do is his sword can hang in the hilt there, which is really cool, or hang in the scabbard there, which is really nice. There you go. But yeah, he's a really nice figure. As far as I can tell, he's not 3D printed, unless they're doing some amazing thing now with the 3D printers, which I've gotten miniatures that were 3D printed that look amazing. I'm working on a couple of them right now. But anyway, the actual frame, and these were the instructions, and I originally started making a video building the thing, but it's not that the instructions are complicated. The problem is that all the black pieces, which are like the skeleton of the whole figure, there's no numbers on the sprue for the parts. The silver one, let's see, I'll give you an example. The silver one, there we go. Show up. The silver one has, let's see, better find one. It has numbers for the parts, so they were real easy to find. The black sprue, no numbers anywhere. So what you have to do is, as you're working on the kit, if you need, part 4, you have to go around here, and there's a sheet that lays out what's on the sprue, and so you have to pull that part out there. And it wasn't the most complicated thing. I built it in about 10 minutes or 10 or 15 minutes. I can't remember exactly, but I had to keep flipping back and forth, flipping back and forth. And one thing that sped up the thing is once you figure out how to build one, like the arm is made up of several pieces that are push fit together. You know how to build the other one. And the same with the legs. You build one and you know how to build the other one. You just have to use the opposite pieces, to differentiate. I don't know. To differentiate between the two. But yeah, it wasn't horrible. It was pretty enjoyable. I like building things in general. Now, posable, cool, all that kind of stuff, but he has a bunch of other accessories and options for things with this figure. And like I said, they're just press fit. If you want any of the things to stay permanent, like I might put a little bit of glue in there so that this stays, but it generally holds together pretty well. I'm not going to glue any of the body parts. There's certain places where you could glue it and still maintain the posability and all, but I don't think I'm going to do that. I like him just like he is. But anyway, he comes with another helmet, and the way you get that isn't exactly what I wanted to do. The way you get the helmet on and off. Well, here, let's just do this. The face, and I got it in there really good the last time I put it on because I was switching the helmet earlier. Oh, yeah. Let's put his head back on. There. Yeah, he's kind of. I mean, that really sells the whole robot guy. You know, if he's got like the block for the head. But anyway, you can, and I'm not going to peg this on as hard. You can peg that helmet on him so he looks like another type of helmet that knights would have used. I don't know what the particular name is for it, but he's got two pegs right here, and on the inside there's two peg holes. And with the regular helmet, it works the same way. There's two holes in there, and I like this helmet better, so I just leave that on there. But you do have options for the helmets. Another interchangeable thing is the hands. You just pop them off and pop them on. Well, I'll show you. He's got two pairs of hands that are like pointing or expressive hands, like such. He also has, let's see where I put it, right here. He has, they're really tight joints, so you have to work with them a little bit. Sometimes it helps if you push them from the side, and sometimes you just have to really work with it because there's so many joints in him that they want to move. So it takes a little bit of work. There you go. And the other hands are fists, so you can have him smacking somebody. But I tend to keep the accessory holding hands, which are, come on, like this. It's made so you can have an accessory in it. It has a hole there. But I tend to keep that hand on because he comes with a ton of accessories. Not a ton, but he comes with several accessories. One that works for him as a knight, and there's a little bit of, you can move those panels down a little bit, give him some, there you go, a little bit of cover. That's the one thing I don't like about the design, is there's a little bit of gappiness in here. And you look at him from certain angles and he looks fine, but you look at him at others and there's like, ah. But anyway, he's got like a trident that he can hold. And that works with knights and all, like gladiators and stuff like, or jousters or whatever, I guess. I mean, that would be a pretty brutal bit of jousting there. But, it doesn't really fit because it's a little bit more of a modern axe, but, an axe is okay for a knight to have. An assortment of swords. He has like a broadsword, sort of. He has a short sword, which works. He has also more like a modern hunting knife, which looks cool, but I don't know if a knight would have it. And of course, the most famous thing that knights are known for carrying, katanas. Yeah. And he also comes with, go in there. He also comes with a pistol, because sometimes you didn't win the jousting match, and you just got to take care of things for honor's sake. Yep. That's him. I guess the only other thing I can really say about him is part of the building process, you put magnets in his feet, and they're in there pretty tight. Like, I don't see them popping out. And, it works. He hangs on there pretty good, and you can hang him from it upside down. Now, getting him to turn around's a bit much because of the joints in his feet. He wants to flop back because of that, but Yeah, the magnets are pretty good that come with this kit. But yeah, he's a cool figure. Like, yeah, I really like him. I think he's a cool knight. I think he's a cool figure for posing. I got it, because it was on like a special kind of sale. Um, I got him just on a whim to see, how these figures are, and I really do like them. I might get some more to do some customizing with, but kind of giving you like a size comparison here. This is like a close to a 3 3/4 inch figure here, like a Star Wars figure. Let me put that there so you can see he's bigger than a Star Wars figure, and he is smaller. He's smaller than a Marvel Legends figure, so that's that kind of gives you an idea of the size of him there. So he doesn't really scale well with the other figures, but I imagine with some modification he could look like a lot of different things with a lot of different scales. So that's the DIY knight that I picked up from Aliexpress. If you like it, I'm going to put a link in the description below so you can find one for yourself. And it's a really cool figure, a really cheap figure. And maybe you can get one of the deals like I did where you didn't have to pay for the shipping on it. So anyway, until next time, Monster Forge out.